Guys, welcome to another live stream. Let me check my volume really quick. Last time my volume went off. So again, if you're watching the live stream and you see that the volume, like again, this mic is supposed to make my voice louder. So if you don't hear anything on your end, or if it sounds like the mic is not turned on, it's probably not. It is, but for some reason it shuts off in between like the middle of a live stream, so I'm not sure why. So yeah, let me just check. Um, let me just check myself. Stream. Let me check my volume really quick. Last time my volume went off. So again, if you're watching the live stream and you see that the volume, like again, this mic is supposed to make my voice louder. So if you don't hear anything on your end, or if it sounds like the mic is not turned on, it's probably not. It is, but for some reason it shuts off in between like the middle of a live stream, so I'm not sure why. So yeah, let me middle of a live stream, so I'm not sure. So, yeah. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm just checking my audio. Give me a sec. All right, looks good. All right, cool. I'll probably check in the middle of the live stream just to make sure that it's working appropriately. All right, so September is historically a bearish month for stocks and crypto. We'll go over the reasons why. I mean, if you look at the crypto market now, I wouldn't say it's really bearish. I would say that we're moving in a sideways action. Now, for stocks, I guess it just depends on what sector it is in. The whole crypto market kind of moves together. So if Bitcoin's doing good, typically the rest of the alts are doing good. But then sometimes you have some alts that outperform Bitcoin. And the reason being is because, you may have certain trends or certain narratives taking off. So though that's a situation where you might have specific altcoins outperforming BTC, but then the whole crypto market in general is probably down. But with stocks, I think, it's also on a narrative sector basis. But for the most part, overall, for crypto and stocks, the market is typically down for September. And we're going to get into the reasons why. I have my list here. All right. So, so September has historically been a challenging month for both cryptocurrency and stocks. And they call this the September effect. Well, there's no one reason why this is. There's a multitude of reasons. So we're going to get into number one. Number one is seasonal trends and investor behavior. So it's kind of the end of summer. Many traders and investors return from vacation, and they might reevaluate their portfolios, leading to increased volatility. So reevaluation of portfolio just means, can I trim maybe some profit off, or can I get rid of some companies or some cryptos that maybe not are performing as well, and maybe I'm not too down or too up on it where it doesn't make sense to get rid of the position, right? So that's one of the main reasons September is historically bearish. Again, end of summer, people are coming back. Typically, the summer, like I said, people are returning from vacation. People don't normally trade too much in the summer. traders, like I would say about probably like 70 to 80% of traders don't trade as much in the summer. Not to say there's not any trading, but typically people are on vacation and stuff like that. All right, so under the seasonal trends in investor behavior, tax loss harvesting is one of those. So some investors may sell, like I said, underperforming assets to offset capital gains before the end of the year, which can drive prices down. And then we kind of alluded to this, lower liquidity. Trading volumes tend to be lower during the summer, and September marks the return to more active trading. So since trading is not as, people are not as active during the summer, the September starts the beginning of when people get back from, their layoff of trading, and then they start to liquidate some positions to either tax loss harvest or just trim down their portfolio for plays that are not performing that well, or maybe they just taking some profit, right? So number two is economic and fiscal factors. Corporate earnings. Companies often provide guidance for the third quarter in September, and if the outlook is weak, it could lead to a sell-off, right? So if the company is doing bad, or earnings comes out, companies tend to sell some of their positions, and it just tends to be during this time of the year, September, right? Again, we're getting close to the end of the year. People are trying to take some profit off the table and start to look into some other positions going into the new year. Government fiscal policies. In the U.S., the fiscal year ends in September, and discussions about budgets, debt ceilings, or government shutdowns can create uncertainty, impacting market sentiment. Yeah, this is true, right? Fiscal year ends in September, so a lot of these numbers come out, whether it's with budget, debt ceiling, government shutdowns, things like that. People from the government are taking time off, and this affects the stock market. So, people may have a bearish outlook. I could say specifically for this year, we do have the presidential election. So this is kind of different from other years. Typically, with presidential elections, they want the market to do good, right? Going into the presidential election, even a little bit after the presidential election, they want the market to perform good. And then also, it's in a special year as well because it's the bull cycle. We're in the bull cycle of the crypto market, right? So, we just had the halvening. Typically 6 to 18 months after the halvening, we have a bullish cycle for crypto, and that's not going to be stopping, right? That the supply of BTC got cut in half, and we will be seeing higher prices going towards the end of the year and going into 2025. So again, we may have a situation where September is historically bearish, maybe in the beginning of the month, but I think towards the end of the month, specifically for the reason that we're getting our first rate cut. I believe they're having their meeting the 17th or the 18th or something like that. So we should be getting our first rate cut this month. So that's very bullish for the market. So I think this year we may end September on a little price increase, right? All right, psychological effects is number three. Historical underperformance in September has created a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy where investors anticipate volatility and more cautious where it can lead to market declines. Right. So just like I said, how the market tends to do good when we go into elections. Same thing for September. People that have been in the market for years know that September is historically a bearish month. So that's psychologically playing on the minds of traders, playing on the mind of investors, people that really have the capital to impact the markets. They know, okay, September historically bad for the market, so maybe I'm going to sell off some positions or they're going to be bearish in their approach when it comes to trading in their short-term positions. So that's why, and psychologically, from a psychological perspective, That's very important, especially if you're trying to trade, if you're trying to get in and out, if that's what you do, and that plays a big role, right? What people think, where people think the market's going to go. If you know, if for the last 20 years September has been bearish, most likely people that know the market, people that research the market and keep up with it, are going to take bearish positions, right? So it's like the psychological factor is very important and can be underestimated. So yeah, those are the three. So number one was seasonal trends and investor behavior. Number two, economic and physical factors, and then number three, psychological effects, right? And I think they all play an important role. I think number one and number two, the fact that corporate earnings comes out third quarter in September for a lot of companies, and then the end of summer, not a lot of activity. I think those will always be the same. So that's why, it tends to be bearish in September. But then again, the psychological effect, even if those things didn't happen, if we didn't have the economical, fiscal factors or the season trends and investor behavior psychologically, people just say, oh, this is what happens, right? It's almost like the BTC halving after 6 to 18 months. We tend to get a parabolic move in Bitcoin. So people prepare for it. People end up putting a lot more money into the market to actually make this thing happen. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So yeah, those are the three reasons. So if you see the market lower or stocks or your position crashing, just know that it's typical for September. Now, I think we started off this month bearish, but I think we will get to a point maybe towards the middle. Again, probably when we get that first rate cut, we'll start to be trending upwards, and we'll probably end September a little bit, on an upbeat type of vibe, I guess. And I think going into October, especially for the crypto market, it's going to be bullish. So when you have a historically bearish month, typically what follows after that is a historically bullish month. So October is historically bullish for crypto and stocks. And again, the fact that we're going into a election year, and the fact that we are, we're going to get our first rate cut. Again, psychological factors play into that. So I believe from October to December, we're going to be very bullish. Maybe cool off a little bit in January, and then pick up again February through April to see some really crazy stuff in the crypto market specifically. We could see some stuff take off for specific stocks. I don't know if the stock market as a whole is going to, be in a bull market. I think it's going to be crypto season. So we'll see. But yeah, that's the reason why historically September is bearish. So just keep that in mind. Like if you're trading, I really don't trade. I hold long term. So I'm not really focused on the day to day or, that volatility. So it doesn't really bother me, but it is important to know why, it's bearish for September if you want it to trade, right? Or if you were wondering why, like, wow, like I'm looking at these prices each day. Bitcoin is not moving. I think it's been bouncing around from like 53 to 60, and that's the reason why. But again, I don't think that's going to last too long because remember, this cycle, institutional investors are in the in the market, right? This is the first cycle where institutional investors are investing in BTC, right? If you look at BlackRock, they haven't had any major outflows. They've just been buying BTC and holding it on their balance sheet. And rightfully so, because they have ETFs that they have to back up by physical Bitcoin. I'm going to check my mic again because last time when I logged off, I didn't hear the mic that good. So I just want to make sure it's rightfully so, because they have ETFs that they have to back up by physical. Okay, so it sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so some housekeeping items. Make sure you go follow me on Instagram, Mr. Financial Nutrition. Make sure you go follow me on TikTok, Financial Nutrition, if you haven't done so already. I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. All right, during the week, it's like midday, 3 o'clock, and then Sunday, I'll probably be posting 11 to 12. All right, so go follow me on those platforms. Again, it's cut up pieces from my live stream, so if you can't make the whole live stream, you can watch me on those platforms to get a short version of what I preach. All right, okay, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.